Hello students, welcome back to your science class. So students, in the previous class, in the chapter that is the stars and that of the solar system, we were talking about the stars. See, we have started to understand the stars and then we have already understood about the moon. We have seen that what are the different phases of the moon and how the moon look like. So we have understood, we have seen that the surface of moon is what? Consisting a lot of craters. Okay, and these craters are what? They are uneven, means their size is not equal. Sometimes it is a very big crater, sometimes it is a very small crater, and the surface is what? It is dusty, and there is no atmosphere, there is no water present in the moon. So who was the first person who landed on the moon? So it was the American astronaut whose name was Neil Armstrong, and he landed on the earth on the moon on July 21, 1969. He was the first person astronaut who reaches to the moon, and he was followed by Edwin Aldrin. Now today we will going to see about the stars. Stars. What are the other objects do you see in the night sky? And there is a large number of stars in the sky. Observe carefully on a dark night and from a place away from a big city. All are stars equally bright? Are they of the same color? In fact, stars emit light of their own, and the sun is the only star is also a star. What does it appear so large as compared to other stars? Which appear bigger? A football placed near you or a football placed at a distance of 100 meters? The stars are million of times farther away from the sun, and therefore star appears to be like a point. Basically, you see students that why we can say that the stars appears very there are million of stars are there, student. Even the solar system, the sun is what? Is also a star. Okay, it remained placed at its own axis. Yes, it shows the rotation, but no any kind of a revolution can be seen. It remained fixed at its own place. So we can say that different types of stars are there. But when you look at the sun, when we look at the star, we find out that the stars are what? These are really minute, very point size. Why is it so? Because the distance between that of the earth to that of the stars are very far away, right? See, here it is written. The sun is what? It is nearly 150 million kilometers away from the earth. And the next nearest star is what? Alpha Centauri. Alpha Centauri is what? It is the second nearest star to the earth. Then other thing is there, students, that is a Sirius. The Sirius is the brightest star which is seen in the sky. So sun is close to the earth, that's why it appears very large size. The next one is the Alpha Centauri, and a star is there which is what? Which is the Sirius is there, which is the very brightest star in the sky. See, such a large distance. Can you read the distance in kilometer conveniently? Some stars are even farther away. So such large distance are expressed in another unit known as light year. And it is the distance travelled. See, this is the definition of the light year, student. It is the distance travelled by light in 1 year. See, what is a light year? Actually, if you want to tell the distance between your home to that of the school, you will tell it in the kilometer, because we know that kilometer is what? It is a measurement that we used to do for a long distance, students, right? So what about in the celestial body? They are so far away from each other. See, in the Alpha Centauri, it was written kilometer, means you can see it is about how many zeros are there, students? 10. So you can understand that this is what this much long distance is there between that of the Alpha Centauri to that of the earth. Not only this, even in case of the sun also, it is about 150 million kilometers away from us. So the distance is very large, students. And yes, this happens in the celestial body. The distance between the two celestial body is very far away from each other. So we do not measure it in kilometer. It is not possible to measure it in kilometer. So we measure it in the light year. And what is the light year? Light year is the distance traveled by the light in 1 year. That is what? That is the light year. So you can see Alpha Centauri is about 4.3 light year. Now let us see about the stars only. Stars are present in the sky during the daytime also. However, they are not visible then because of bright sunlight. Observe some prominent star or a group of stars in the sky for 2 hours or more. What do you find? Do you find any change in the position of the star in the sky? You will find that the star appears to move from east to west. A star which rises in the east in the evening, set in the west in the early morning. Why do stars appear to move from east to west? Let us find out. See, here what does it explain? It explains that stars are what? They are present every time, students. I told you that they are fixed at their point. So, it means even at the daytime also they are present in the sky. Yes, it is present. But what happened? Due to sunlight, due to so bright sunlight, we are not able to see the star in the in day. But yes, during night when there is no sunlight, then we will be able to see the stars properly. Now see here, the prominent stars are there. The stars, they are in a proper pattern. It means the group of stars are there which have arranged themselves in a proper pattern. That is also present in the sky. So what you will find, if suppose you have chosen some of the stars, you will always find out that their position always changes. It means the stars, they used to move from east to west. How? Let us see. Stand in the center of a big room and starts rotating. In which direction will the object in the room appears to move? Do you see them moving in the direction opposite to your motion? Yes. Suppose, students, you are what? You are in a big room, and if you are standing in the center of the big room and it starts rotating, the big room starts rotating. What happened? When you are standing here, the room is rotating. It seems that you are moving in the direction opposite to your opposite to the room, or you can say that the object, the room is moving opposite to your motion. So you are at the center of the big room and you are moving. It seems that the room is actually moving in the opposite direction. So basically this happens. See, the stars are what? They remain fixed at the position, but our earth is moving, so that's why it seems that the star is moving from east to west. Actually, the stars, they do not move from east to west. It is the earth only. Because of that, we feel that the star is also moving along with it. So if the star appeared to move from east to west, could it mean that earth rotates from west to east? Yes, student, just opposite to that of the movement of the earth. So if a star is moving from east to west, then the earth, it is moving from west to east. It's a very important one about that of the pole stars. Let us discuss about that. But before that, let me tell you, here an activity is given, student. Let us study about this activity. Take an umbrella and open it. Make about 10 to 15 stars out of white paper. Paste one star at the position of the center rod of the umbrella and other at the different places on the cloth near the end of each spoke. Rotate the umbrella by holding its center rod in your hand. Observe the star in the umbrella. In any star, is there any star which does not appear to move? Where is this star located? If there were a star located where the axis of rotation of the earth meet in the sky, could this star be also stationary? See, what does that mean? Here, a person, if suppose you have taken an umbrella, students, you can see in the picture itself, you have taken an umbrella. So you have made and you have made some of the stars with the paper, and every time you have stick the paper to the colored portion, to the edges of the umbrella, and one of the big star you have taken and you had kept it at the center. See this green color, it is present at the rod, at the center of the rod of the umbrella. Now what you will do, you start rotating it. Okay, when you start rotating it, what will happen? What will happen due to this rotation? The all of them, these all starts moving, right? These all starts moving when you start rotating it. But this one, the center one, is it going to change its position? Suppose you have rotated it half one. Okay, you have rotated, you have started with the rotation and you end it here. So what happened? This star will comes to this side, this star will goes to this side. Similarly, the other star also they reaches to the other end, and this stars will be reaches to the other side. So basically we can say that there is a change in the position of the stars occur when we rotate the umbrella. But the star which is present at the center of the umbrella, it will not going to change, it will remain as it is. It will remain present at the center of the umbrella rod only. So why is this so? Because the rotation is the movement is along this axis only, right? So if it is moving, then it is along the same axis. That's why there will be no change in the position of the star present at the center. Similarly, if we talk about the any star, if it is present at the axis of rotation, axis means earth axis. Okay, so if it is present at the earth axis, earth is what? It is rotating on its axis. So if it is present at the axis of the earth, you will find that there will be no change in the position of the star. So is there any star, student, which is present at the axis? Yes, that star is called as the pole star. Pole star in Hindi it is also called as Dhruv Tara, right? So pole star is there, student. That's why it is written that there is actually a star, the pole star, which is situated in the direction of the earth axis and it does not appear to move. So basically see here, this is what, student, this is the pole star. As you can see here, this is the pole star, here it is the pole star, and this pole star is what? This pole star is near to the axis. If we form an axis, if I form an axis, this will be the axis, students. This will be the axis. Okay, right? This is the axis on which the pole star is present, and obviously at that one, if the because earth is rotating, this earth is rotating at this direction, but the star is present here, so it will not going to rotate along with it, it will remain present at its own place. Okay, this is what, student, this is the pole star which is present at the axis of the earth. Now let us start with the constellation. See, about that of the pole star, there are few points that we must know about. The first thing is that the pole star, it lies just above to that of the north pole, and it appears to be at the same position because it is present at the axis of the rotation of the earth. It seems that it is present at the same position. Pole star, this is a very useful star, student, because it is used by the sailors, it is used by the adventurers for the navigation purpose, because that will help in providing the direction, it help in giving the direction. Pole star is always present at the north pole, so that help the sailors, that help the navigators to find out the direction, okay, so that they can move their ships towards that. Constellation, although students these days there are a lot of a different method, magnetic compass is used, so these all are what basically used to find the direction, and but in case of this earlier, the pole star is there to find out. Next is the constellation. Constellation, what is a constellation, students? So basically constellation is what, it is a group of stars. The group of stars are there which forms a recognizable shape is called as constellation. See here, when you look at the sky for some times, can you see some stars forming group with the shape which is given in the figure 17.11. That is 17.11. This is 17.11 students. So you can see here that the stars has made the different shapes. So let us see what is the constellation. So the stars that is forming a group that has a recognizable shape is known as the constellation. Basically, constellation is what is a group of stars that forms a star a shape, a recognizable shape, that is called as constellation. And people, those who are living in the ancient time, they used to recognize the various constellation, and they had given the name to these constellation after animal, and even sometimes the mythological character. On the basis of that, it has been given the name. The Hindi name for constellation is nakshatra. You know that sometimes the people used to say that your nakshatra is not good or it's very good. So basically it is talking about the stars. How many constellations are there? There are about 88 constellations are there, and out of these students, some of the constellation which is very easily identifiable, that is Ursa Major, Ursa Minor, Orion and Cassiopeia. These all are what? These all are the constellations. These are the group of the stars which together form a pattern, and they can be easily recognized. So here it is written that constellations were advised by ancient people to be recognized stars in the sky. The shape of the constellation resemble objects familiar to those people. You can easily identify some constellation in the night sky. For this, you should know what a particular constellation look like and where is the where to look for it in the night sky. Yes, we can easily identify the constellation, students. We can easily find out, but the thing that we must know about that, what is the exact position of the different stars, and on the basis of that only we will be able to make the shapes of the different group of the stars present there. One of the most famous constellation of which you can see during summer type in the early part of the night is Ursa Major. Ursa Major. This is called as Ursa Major, and that's why, since it is called as Ursa Major, it is also known as a Great Bear. It is also known as a Big Dipper, and it is also known as Saptarishi. Saptarshi or Saptarishi. So basically, it is what it appears as a green bear. When you look at the structure, there are 7 prominent stars in this constellation, and it appears like a big ladle or a question mark. There are 3 stars in the handle of the ladle and 4 in its bowl. Let us see the structure of this. See, this is the structure of that of the Ursa Major. This is the Ursa Major, students. The Great Bear. This is the Ursa Major. When you look at the structure of the Ursa Major, it is what? It is the constellation consisting of a 7 bright stars. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 bright stars are there, and these they used to arrange themselves in the shape of a big spoon. This is what? This is a kind of a spoon is there, student. Okay, or it's a kind of a great animal shape. It is also giving a big spoon or a big bear shape in it, and because of this it is also called as a Big Dipper or a Great Bear. Okay, so since it helps in providing the shape of a bear, a giant or a great bear, as well as a spoon, that's why it is what? It is also called as a beard structure. Okay, there are 7 prominent stars are there in the constellation, and it appear like a big question mark, and there are 3 stars in the handle of the ladder and 4 on its bow. Yes, if we talk about how it look like a spoon, so when you look at the structure, student, it is what is like that. This is the handle of the spoon. So 3 stars are there which help in making the handle of the spoon, and this 4 stars which is connected to it, it appears that this is the head portion of that of the spoon. So Ursa Major is what? It appears like a great bear, or it appears like a spoon, student. So this is the first constellation, that is Ursa Major.